5. Hidden vibrational signs. You are about to experience a huge reality shift. Have you ever felt like something in your life was about to change, but you couldn't quite explain why? It's that strange, almost eerie feeling, as if reality itself is shifting beneath your feet, like the universe is whispering, "Get ready." If you've been sensing this, you're not imagining things. You're picking up on the hidden vibrational signs that a massive reality shift is unfolding for you. And when I say reality shift, I don't just mean minor changes. I'm talking about the kind of transformation that completely alters your life, where the version of you that exists after this shift will barely recognize the person you were before. The question is, are you paying attention? Most people don't realize they are on the brink of a breakthrough because they dismiss these signs as coincidences. But nothing is random. Reality is governed by energy, frequency, and vibration. And when your vibration starts aligning with a massive shift, the universe starts sending signals, subtle at first, then undeniable. The first hidden vibrational sign is a deep sense of detachment. You may wake up one day and feel disconnected from the things that used to excite or define you. Your job, your relationships, even your personal identity no longer feel the same. It's like your soul is shedding layers that no longer serve you. And this can be terrifying. You might even feel lost, as if you no longer belong in your own life. But what if I told you this is not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough? Think about it. Before a snake sheds its skin, it becomes uncomfortable, irritable. It outgrows what once fit perfectly. The same thing happens to us on a vibrational level. When a reality shift is near, the old version of you starts dissolving because it can't exist in the frequency of your next level. So, if you're feeling detached, don't resist. This emptiness is making space for something greater.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The second sign is an intense emotional purge, and I mean intense. You might find yourself randomly crying, feeling waves of sadness, anger, or even ecstatic joy for no apparent reason. This is your vibrational field recalibrating. Most people think emotions are just reactions to external events, but they're actually energetic frequencies stored within us. When a reality shift approaches, your energy field starts purging everything that is not aligned with your new vibration. This is why old wounds, past traumas, and suppressed emotions suddenly resurface. It's not to torment you, it's to free you. The universe is saying, you can't take this baggage where you're going. So instead of suppressing these emotions, let them move through you. Cry if you need to. Scream if you have to. Laugh uncontrollably for no reason. The more you allow the purge, the faster you shift. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The third sign is time distortion. You may start noticing that time feels weird, either speeding up or slowing down in bizarre ways. One moment a whole day has passed in what feels like an hour, the next 5 minutes feel like an eternity. This is because time is not linear, it's vibrational. And when your frequency is shifting, your perception of time begins to warp. Some people even experience déjà vu more frequently, as if they are slipping between parallel realities. Others find themselves remembering things that never happened in this timeline. If this is happening to you, take it as confirmation that you are quantum jumping. You are literally moving into a different vibrational version of reality, and your consciousness is trying to catch up. The key here is not to get freaked out. but to surrender. The more you resist these shifts, the more chaotic they feel. But when you lean into them, they become exhilarating. Now, let me ask you this. What if everything you thought was falling apart was actually falling into place? What if all the discomfort, confusion, and uncertainty were not signs of failure, but proof that you are evolving? What if the life you've always dreamed of is not something you have to chase, but something you align with by becoming the version of yourself who already has it? This brings us to the fourth sign, heightened synchronicities. Have you been seeing repeating numbers like 1111 to 122 or 555 constantly? Do you keep hearing the same song, encountering the same words, or meeting people who seem to deliver messages meant just for you? These are not coincidences. They are markers from the universe, guiding you toward your shift. Think of them as breadcrumbs leading you into your new reality. But here's the thing. Most people notice synchronicities and smile, but they don't take action. The universe doesn't just send signs for fun. It's inviting you to step into alignment. So the next time you see a synchronicity, ask yourself, what am I being guided toward? What am I afraid to step into? Because the truth is, when these signs appear, your new reality is already within reach. The only thing left is for you to claim it. And finally, the fifth hidden sign is the collapse of your old patterns. This is the most intense part. Things that used to work for you suddenly stop working. Relationships that felt stable begin to fall apart. The job you once loved becomes unbearable. Even your daily routines start feeling meaningless. This is because your old frequency is no longer sustainable. It's like trying to wear clothes that are 3 sizes too small. They simply don't fit anymore. And this is where most people panic. They try to hold on. They beg the universe to restore what is crumbling. But what if the destruction is actually the blessing? What if, instead of fighting for what's falling away, you trusted that something better is taking its place? The moment you surrender to the collapse, you accelerate your shift. So now I leave you with this question. What if the only thing keeping you from your highest reality is your attachment to the old one? What if, instead of resisting, you allowed yourself to flow with the shift? Because here's the truth. Your reality is changing whether you like it or not. The only decision you have to make is whether you'll fight it or embrace it. And in the next part, we are going to explore exactly how to navigate this shift with ease, how to accelerate it rather than get stuck in resistance, and how to step fully into your new reality with confidence. The quantum mechanics of reality shifting, how to consciously step into your next level. If you've ever felt like your life was on the edge of something big, like you were standing at the doorway of a new reality but somehow couldn't quite step through, then you're already experiencing the mechanics of a reality shift. The shift is not waiting to happen, it is already happening. The question is, are you consciously stepping into it, or are you unknowingly resisting it? Most people don't realize this, but reality is not fixed. It is fluid, dynamic, and entirely malleable. The version of you that exists today is just one of infinite versions that already exist. Right now, there are countless parallel versions of you, some living in struggle, some living in abundance, some living in absolute mastery of reality creation. The real secret to shifting realities is not about creating something new, it's about tuning into the version of yourself that already exists in the vibrational field. You are not manifesting out of thin air, you are stepping into alignment with what is already available. But here's where most people get stuck. They think shifting into a new reality is about working harder, thinking more, or forcing change. But reality doesn't shift through effort alone. It shifts through frequency. The vibrational field responds to energy, not struggle. Imagine two radio stations. If you're tuned into a station playing static and chaos, but you want to listen to a station playing clarity and success, what do? Do you sit there frustrated, demanding that the static stop, or do you simply change the frequency? Your life works the exact same way. You cannot access a new reality while vibrating at the frequency of your old one. So how do we change the frequency? The first step is to recognize that your current reality is nothing but a reflection of your past energy. Everything you see, experience, and feel right now is simply the result of the vibration you have been emitting. If you want to change your future, you must shift the energy you are embodying now. And this happens through deep, conscious awareness. Start paying attention to the way you feel, the thoughts you allow, the emotions you entertain. Every moment you are either reinforcing your old frequency or stepping into a new one. The second step is embodiment. Most people think they need proof before they believe in a new reality, but here's the truth. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. If you want to shift into abundance, you must first embody abundance, even before you see it. If you want to shift into love, you must first embody love, even before it arrives externally. This is the part that requires radical faith. You must be willing to feel the emotions of your new reality before you see the physical evidence. This is the quantum leap. The version of you that already has what you desire is not waiting for proof. That version of you is already living, breathing, existing in that frequency. The moment you match that vibration, reality rearranges itself around you. But here's the challenge. The old reality will try to pull you back. You will face moments of doubt, fear, and resistance. Your subconscious will try to convince you that nothing is changing. This is the test. The universe is asking, are you truly ready for the shift, or will you retreat at the first sign of discomfort? The ones who successfully shift are those who refuse to be deceived by temporary illusions. They hold their frequency no matter what. They trust the unseen before it becomes seen. So let me ask you, if you were already living in your highest reality, how would you think? How would you feel? How would you act? Because the secret is this: you must become that version of yourself now, not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, now. The moment you decide, the shift is instant. And in the next part, we will go even deeper into the energetic mechanics of collapsing timelines, speeding up your shift, and bypassing the resistance that keeps most people stuck. The collapse of time, how to quantum leap into your desired reality instantly. What if I told you that time isn't what you think it is? That the past, present, and future are not separate but happening simultaneously? That the version of you living in complete alignment with your highest desires is not waiting for you in some distant future, but is accessible right now. This is the secret of quantum leaping. You don't have to wait for change. You don't have to struggle through years of effort. You can collapse time and step into your desired reality instantly. But to do this, you must understand one thing. Time is not linear. It is elastic, flexible, and entirely shaped by your energy. Most people believe that transformation takes time. They believe they must work their way up to success, healing, or abundance. They see progress as something that happens in steps, gradual, slow, and predictable. But that is an illusion. Reality does not shift through time. It shifts through frequency. The only reason most people experience slow change is because they are trying to shift externally while remaining the same internally. They are waiting for physical proof before they allow themselves to believe in a new reality. But here's the paradox. Reality only confirms what you already believe. If you believe change takes years, it will. If you believe healing is a long, painful process, it will be. If you believe success is difficult, it will be. Not because that is the truth, but because that is the frequency you are emitting. Quantum leaping is about breaking this illusion. It is about realizing that the only thing standing between you and your next level reality is the version of yourself you are choosing to be right now. Imagine a version of you that already has everything you desire, whether it's financial freedom, deep love, unshakable confidence, or spiritual mastery. That version of you exists, not in the future, but in a parallel reality vibrating at a different frequency. The only thing separating you from that version is your current state of being, and the moment you shift your state of being to match that version of yourself, time collapses. You no longer have to become that person, you simply are. So how do you do this? The first step is complete identity shift. You must stop identifying with the version of yourself that is struggling, doubting, or waiting. Most people try to change their reality while still thinking, feeling, and acting like their old self. This doesn't work. You cannot manifest a new reality while embodying the energy of the old one. Instead, you must make a radical decision to think, feel, and act as the version of yourself who already has what you desire. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, now. But here's the hardest part. Your external reality will not shift instantly. There will be a delay. This is where most people fail. They step into their new identity for a day, maybe a week, and when they don't see immediate proof, they retreat. They say, "I tried, but nothing happened." What they don't realize is that reality is catching up. The physical world is slower than the energetic world. Your shift has already occurred on an energetic level, but the external manifestation takes time to materialize. The universe is testing you. It wants to see if you will hold your new frequency even when the old reality still appears. The ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to waver. They hold their vision so powerfully that reality has no choice but to align. Now, let me ask you something. What if you stopped waiting? What if you stopped looking for signs and simply became the version of yourself who already has what you desire? What if you trusted so deeply that your reality had no choice but to shift? Because the truth is, the moment you fully commit to your new frequency, the shift is already done. The only question is, will you trust it long enough to see it manifest? In the next part, we will unlock the final key to permanently stabilizing your new reality, integrating your quantum leap, and ensuring you never slip back into old patterns again. Locking in the shift. How to make your new reality permanent and unshakable. You've felt the shift happening, you've sensed reality bending, the old dissolving and the new emerging, you've glimpsed it, the version of you that already exists in your highest timeline, but now comes the most crucial part, locking it in. Because here's the truth, anyone can experience a temporary shift. Moments of clarity, bursts of confidence, flashes of abundance. But if you don't stabilize that frequency, you will snap back into your old patterns like a rubber band stretched too far. And that's what happens to most people. They step into their new reality, but they don't hold the vibration long enough for it to crystallize. The old familiar energy pulls them back, and they convince themselves nothing changed. But something did change. They just didn't lock it in. So how do you make your shift permanent? How do you prevent yourself from slipping back into the version of you that no longer serves you? The first key is energetic integrity. You must become uncompromising in your vibration. When you shift into a new reality, you are no longer available for the thoughts, emotions, and actions that belong to your past self. This means no more entertaining doubt, no more indulging in the same limiting stories, no more lowering your frequency to match old environments, relationships, or habits. You must guard your energy like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Most people sabotage their shift because they keep checking if it's working. They wake up each day asking, "Has my reality changed yet?" But this is the very thing that keeps them stuck. Why? Because the energy of checking is the energy of doubt. It signals to the universe that you don't truly believe in the shift. And as long as you don't believe it fully, you will not see it fully. Think about it. Does the version of you that already has everything you desire spend time wondering if it's real? No. That version of you simply lives it, embodies it, owns it, and that's exactly what you must do. The second key is emotional mastery. Your emotions are the most powerful indicators of your vibrational state. If you are constantly swayed by external circumstances, you will struggle to stabilize your shift. Reality responds to the dominant frequency you hold, not the fleeting moments of excitement or motivation. This means you must learn to hold the vibration of your new reality even when things don't seem to be changing, even when old triggers arise, even when external proof is delayed. The true test of mastery is not whether you can feel aligned when everything is going well, it's whether you can hold your alignment when nothing seems to be happening. Ask yourself this: how would you feel if you knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that your shift was already done? If you knew that your new reality was already unfolding in perfect timing, would you still feel anxious? Would you still question it? Or would you relax, trust, and allow? This is the energy that locks in the shift, the energy of absolute certainty. The third key is full body embodiment. You cannot just think your way into a new reality, you must feel it, move like it, speak like it, live like it. Your nervous system must register this new state as your baseline, not just a temporary high. This is why so many people experience breakthroughs but then fall back into old patterns. They never made the shift physical. They kept it in the mind, in theory, instead of integrating it into their body, their habits, their daily existence. The fastest way to stabilize a new reality is to act as if it is already here, not in a fake way, but in a deeply embodied way. If you were already that version of yourself, how would you wake up in the morning? How would you carry yourself? How would you speak to others? How would you make decisions? The more you live it now, the more reality has no choice but to reflect it back to you. And finally, the last key: radical trust. This is where most people either rise or fall. The ones who successfully lock in their shift are the ones who trust the unseen before it becomes seen. They don't need proof to believe. They believe first, and then the proof follows. They understand that reality is not something they react to, it's something they create. So let me ask you, are you willing to trust so deeply that there is no other option but success? Are you willing to commit so fully to your new frequency that the old one can no longer touch you? Are you willing to hold the vibration of your new reality even when the external world hasn't caught up yet? Because that is the final test. The universe is always watching, always responding to your dominant energy, and the moment you show unwavering certainty, the shift is complete. Your new reality is already here. The only thing left to do is live it.